everybody, how you doing today? So I recently had the enjoyment or pleasure, I guess you would say, of trying a beef birria queso taco, or a queso birria taco. I'm not sure how it's pronounced right. And it was awesome. It was one of the best things I've eaten in a long time. I started looking up recipes on how to make it, and come to find out it's a pretty involved recipe, and I wanted to see if I could figure out a way to make it in an easier format. So I've been working in my head a recipe, some of the same ingredients, but a simplistic form of it. So this by far is not going to be the authentic recipe. This is going to be what I've kind of come up with in my head. This is a experiment. I've never made this. This is my first time. So I'm bringing you guys along to try it out. What beef birria is, or just birria, is generally done with like lamb or goat, from what I understand. It's not an everyday thing. It's something that's generally reserved for holidays, special occasions, weddings, things like that. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to make the beef birria. It's using about a 3-pound chuck roast. We're going to cook it in the Instant Pot or pressure cooker, whatever you have. It can be done, this same recipe would easily be able to be done in a slow cooker. Just going to take more time, of course. But yeah, this is going to be a complete, off the top of my head, what I think might be the closest way of making it without having to go through steeping dried chilies and pureeing them and straining them off and getting all this stuff together to make the main dish. Birria is the meat cooked in a consommé style sauce that is slow cooked until the meat falls apart. When you make the tacos, you use the meat, of course, with the tacos. You dip your flour or corn shell into the sauce that's left over. You fry it on a hot skillet. Add your cheese, your meat, and fold it over. Get it, kind of crispy on there. So you're frying the taco shell and everything, and then you add a little bit of the broth with it, and then at the end you have this nice almost like quesadilla with meat and the cheese and all that and all the flavors from the sauce in it. But then it's like what I would say a Mexican French dip. You dip your taco in a little bowl of that same sauce, and super delicious. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off here. I'm going to get my Instant Pot or my pressure cooker. I don't actually have an Instant Pot brand, but I'm going to get this heated up. So I'm just going to set it to the saute mode and just get that going. We're going to add a little bit of avocado oil to it. You're going to want something that has a high smoking temp. Avocado oil is great. I think it actually, out of all the oils, has the highest smoking temp, means it takes more heat to make it burn. We're going to start, like I said, with the roast. So simple. It's just about a 3-pound chuck roast. We're going to do some salt and pepper on both sides of it. I don't know how much salt you want to go, because the broth is going to have a bit of salt, quite a bit of salt in it, because we're going to be using canned consommé. But I still like to season a little liberally here. Let me shake that off, rinse my hand off really quick. Sorry about that, guys. I'm having a little bit of an issue with my camera. For some reason, it stopped recording. I've got us going again. Hopefully it doesn't happen this time. So I'll catch you up just a second. Right now, we've got our Instapot up to a searing heat, so I'm going to go ahead and put the meat in and get this start searing, and then I'll catch us back up where we were. So just going to push that in and let that go for a little bit. We're just going to sear it on both sides and we'll take it back out. So, I think where we got lost was I took half of an onion, put it in my manual processor, 3 large cloves of garlic. Now I'm working at the jalapeno. It's 1 whole jalapeno. We're going to take out the membrane and the seeds, taking out the majority of the heat. We don't necessarily need the heat, I just want the flavor. And I'm going to break this all down in my manual food processor down to as fine as I can really get it, because what I'm after is trying to get it everything to where it almost dissolves in the consommé. I don't want a lot of pieces. I just want all of this to break down as good as I can, just to make a flavor. So yeah, we're gonna take it, get this down as small as I can, and then got that going. What we're going to do now is I'm going to add the top of 1 bundle of cilantro. And again, this isn't going to be the actual recipe. If you're more interested in learning the actual recipe, definitely there's tons of them on YouTube. I got stuck in a pretty deep rabbit hole watching them and learning how to do this. And this is just what I came up because I wanted to know a faster way of coming up with something fairly similar. I know it's not going to be the same, but hopefully it's going to be fairly similar in taste. And this is an experiment, so you'll see me taste this recipe for the very first time. I'm going to take the juice of 1 lime, add in here. There we go. Get these out of the way. I like to try to keep a clean area to work with. Done with the knife, and I'm done with the cutting board. Then we're going to break this down a little bit more. Get everything all in there, just all as fine as I can get. Getting close to where I'm hoping for. I'm going to flip this over and get a sear started on the other side. That searing's just going to make flavor. We're just going to crank away on this for a while we're waiting for that to sear. Okay. Looks about where I want it. My cat's meowing in the background. Sorry if you guys can hear that. Sammy, be quiet, please. Okay. So, looks like we got a nice sear on both sides of this. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. just for a minute because I want to do these vegetables now. Grab a rubber spatula here. Take the blades out. Okay. Now we're going to put this onion, garlic, jalapeno, cilantro mixture in the bottom of this and just give it a little sear too. Hopefully the jalapeno. Hopefully it doesn't choke me out from the gas of the peppers. It's not choking me out, but it smells good. So we're just going to let that sear out just a little bit. And I'm going to put the liquids in here and everything just a minute. I just want to give this a little bit of time just to soften everything up a little bit, get that garlic nice and fragrant, and deglaze the fond on the bottom of this. Okay, there we go. So for the liquid, what we're going to do is go with beef consomme. You could use beef broth, but I think the consomme has a deeper flavor to it, and that's really what I'm going for here. So I'm going to do 2 cans of beef consomme. 1 and 2. And then the set that has all the steamed peppers and all that stuff like that. This is what I'm hoping will work. We're going to use red enchilada sauce. I've just got medium heat. You can get mild, you can get hot, whatever. I'm going to do 2 cans of enchilada sauce in here. And then, for a little extra, I'm going to do some cumin, about a little over a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. And then we're going to do some chili powder, and same thing, I'd say about a teaspoon of chili powder. Going to give that a quick stir. And I know it's not going to have all the flavor in it, but I just want to give it a little bit of a taste and see. It's close. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to that. Bring that back. And this is, of course, salt and pepper to your taste. And I always have my salt and pepper just mixed together. It's kosher salt and coarse ground black pepper. Just give that a little stir in. And again, like I said, I'm not saying this is going to be exact as regular birria, but let's hope it turns out something close. That's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so with all that added, we're going to go ahead and put the meat in right on top of all the liquids. We're just going to set that in there and float it in there. And I don't know what size of Instant Pot you have or pressure cooker. Mine, I think it's a 9-quart. That 3-pound roast and the 2 cans of each, the 4 cans of liquid, completely covered the roast. So I've got the juice on all sides of it. We're going to go ahead and clear this out, put the lid on. We're going to go to pressure. We're going to go to beef. Oh, if I can get it to go there, beef. We're going to go to high, and we're going to set the timer. I want to do roughly an hour on high and see where that gets us. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. This is going to come up to pressure, take about 10-15 minutes to come up to pressure generally. Then let it cook for that hour. We'll do a quick release, check the meat, make sure it's that nice pull apart. As soon as we get to that, I'll bring you back and we'll see what we go from there. Okay, so we went ahead and let this cook for an hour and a half total, and then I let it do a natural release. I know I said I was going to do for an hour and then a quick release, but I checked it at the hour and it still hadn't gotten to that point of falling apart that we want it to be at. So we're going to check it now. And the smell is really, really good in here right now. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely going to be where we want it to be. So let me get this out of here. Okay. So, yeah, definitely it's pulling right apart. Nice and juicy looking. I'm going to give it a quick taste and see if it's the flavor that I was hoping for. It is really good. Nice and beefy. You do have the flavor of the sauce in there and everything. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to set this aside. Don't want to pull it all apart. I just want to let it rest for a little bit. We're going to strain off this liquid. Let it kind of rest. We want to get the oil off the top of it. Get all the chunks out of it. All that. So I'm going to get that ready really quick here. Grab a big container here. And my sieve. So that way we can strain all the chunks of the onions and jalapenos and whatnot. Okay. Yeah, better. Just run it through the sieve really quick. We want to keep all the broth and the consomme and everything. Plug that up pretty quick. Grab a spoon, see if that, or rubber spatula, and see if that'll help it move stuff around, drain a little faster here. I think I'm going to keep all the pieces here, all this stuff, and add it back in with the meat once we shred it, just to give it a little bit more flavor. So let me grab a bowl to put that in. Yeah. Get all this strained off, and then I'm gonna finish straining off the rest of this, get the meat all shredded up, get everything ready, separate the oil off the consomme that we have left here, get everything ready to make a couple of tacos. We'll bring you right back here once I have all that set up. Okay, so brought you in for a different view. We're going to make a quick taco. This is a little bit on the messy side, so Turn the heat down on that skillet just a little bit. So on this, we dip the taco in the juice, the leftover consommé. Get it wetting down. Wetting down. I don't even know if that's a word. Put that onto our skillet. Let it get a little toasty on one side. Flip it, and then we'll build this taco. I use some of the fat that rendered off of the meat as my oil in my skillet. So there we go. Now we're going to throw a little bit of cheese down here. And some meat. There we go. Throw a little bit more cheese on the top side. Fold our taco shell over. Let's flip the whole thing to that side now. Let's let that cheese get all nice and melty on there. Grab a plate for this. Yeah, we want to get this a nice little crispiness to it. Want to have a little bit of a crunch to it whenever we're trying it here. My mouth is already watering just from the smell of this thing. Give it one more flip over. So that way we know we have that cheese all melted in there. Okay, gonna get this set up off the heat and bring you right back. Let me make an adjustment to the camera. Bring you right back, and we're gonna go ahead and try this. Okay, so here we are. We just made our taco, getting ready to taste it. Just go over a quick thing that we did really quick. 3-pound chuck roast, 2 cans of beef consomme, 2 cans of enchilada sauce, red enchilada sauce, jalapeno, onion, 1 whole jalapeno, half an onion, the top of a bunch of cilantro, 3 large cloves of garlic, in the pressure cooker, 1.5 hours with a natural release of pressure. We shredded up the meat, strained off the consomme so that way we didn't have all the chunks in it. We made the taco on the hot skillet, nice cheesy queso, crunchy taco that we've got going on here. This is not, again, this is not the proper, original way of making a birria taco. This is something I came up with trying to make it easier. So it's, I'm not expecting it to taste exactly, but I'm thinking we're going to get really close to it. And, if nothing else, it'll be something all completely on its own. So here we go. We've got our dipping juice. We've got our nice taco. Gonna give it a little bit of dip in the juice here and see what we got. Mm. That is really good. Again, it's not exactly the birria tacos that you're gonna find at your little taquerias around town. Um, it's not something traditional. It's something I came up with so that way you can make it at home really easy without having to go through all the different steps, all the different other ingredients. It's a cheater version, if you will. Um, the cheese I used on this, I cold smoked some pepper jack cheese. So the smoky flavor of that cheese is coming out. Oh, it is so good. I hope you guys give this a try. Just because you don't want to go through all the steps of making a big recipe, think it through. Find out other ways of maybe getting around it. Yeah, this is really good, and I hope you guys try it. If you are not a member, please check me out on my Facebook group, which is Cooking with Clint Live. We do live cooking shows. I try to do them every week, but it doesn't always pan out that way. But yeah, definitely give this a try, and tell me how you like it. Thanks a lot, and you guys have a great day.